Hi, everyone. Welcome to Monday Mindset Mastery. And this is the final episode. We'll be starting something new next year. So we're ending 2025 with one of my favorite guests here, Shiraz. I've known Shiraz for about a year and a half, 2 years or so. And Shiraz is amazing. He is a reality interventionist, which we're going to talk a little bit about what that is in a minute. And he also has an event coming up on December 31st. That's one of my favorite events of the year. I've attended it a couple times now, and I always look forward to it. So, hi, Shiraz.
Hey, Lori, how you doing?
I'm doing great. So, a reality interventionist, I'm sure people who have not met you before are wondering, like, what is that?
Okay, so the same way that you might have an intervention for like drugs or alcohol, or people like, what you're doing is hurting you and the people around you, and it needs to stop. A lot of people don't realize they're doing that for their reality. So I make you aware of where you've got these habit patterns that are hurting you that you don't think are even habit patterns. You think that's just the way the world works. And we get you out of it so that you can create more success, make more money, have better relationships. And here's where the addiction component comes in, is that once this starts to happen and you start to make progress, your body actually goes into withdrawal and you start to come back. And that's why people get yo-yo results. So I help you deal with the withdrawal. So you start to come down, but then we get you going up. You start to come down, we get you going up until finally you've got consistent growth in your happiness and your wealth and your success, everything.
So we're dealing with addictions, but addictions not to substances, but addictions to a behavior or a response. Is that what kind of
Yes.
talking about?
So, for instance, let's say that you were taught to work hard, right? Not going to succeed unless you work hard. It's a common belief. It's not
Common.
actually, right? There's a lot of people that are not working hard, they're succeeding, right? But every time you work hard, you reward yourself, your system gets a hit of dopamine. And so you work hard each day, you get a hit of dopamine every day, and then you decide, I'm going to work harder, not harder. So now you start working harder, you get more done, you work less, but your system's like, where's my dopamine? I need my dopamine. And so it starts sending signals to your brain saying, hey, work hard. I want my fix. And you find yourself back in the old pattern.
That's funny. I don't know if you have it up in Canada, but there's a radio ad or a television ad. I forget who it's first. I think it's for a car, but they're like, people say work harder or smarter, and you can do both. And I know you've influenced me because every time I hear that ad, I'm like, but why would I want to do both if I can just work smarter? So definitely, the idea is long. So it sounds great when you talk about it. And so how do you do this? Like, I mean, everybody, there's AA has their 10-step or their 12-step process. Do you have a process? Is it once and done, something you have to do over and over again?
So there's a process called energetic magic. And what happens with that is I have a conversation with you. And when I talk to you, I can actually tell when your conscious beliefs match your unconscious beliefs. So you may say, I'd love to make an extra $100,000 this year. And I might say, no, Lori, you don't. So then we have to find out why. What is the story that's repeating over and over inside your mind, which is what the addiction is, this thing that happens over and over again. We figure out what that is and invalidate it. And when we invalidate it, your actual brain chemistry changes. We rewire your neural pathways. So, for instance, some people say, "Oh, I'd love to make an extra $100,000," but at the back of your mind, you're thinking, "But what if people start coming up and asking for money? Having that much money is a lot of responsibility. Will I feel guilty for having that? All that, we call it emotional distress. You're worried about how you're going to feel for having the money. And so then your unconscious mind says, I don't want to feel that, so let's not make the money. And it sabotages you every step of the way. So when we find out that that's going on there, we remove the saboteurs, then the money just starts coming in. Right? And the process can take as little as 5 minutes. And sometimes it's right away and you're good to go. Sometimes we have to hit it a few times before you start making that consistent progress, but it always works.
Okay. So it could be. So how did you? You say you can tell when someone's lying. How did you figure that out? Were you born this way? It's a learned
No,
something you learned?
it's actually a skill. Anyone can do it. I actually teach people how to do it. And it's not that I can tell when someone's lying to me. I can tell when you're lying to yourself.
Mm.
Right?
So is this something can you do? Can you tell when you're lying to yourself?
Actually, yes. When someone's asking me questions, I can kind of feel it in my body when I'm lying to myself. There's almost like feels like a little drop in my body. It's like, oh, that wasn't true. And so I've become a self-lie detector. And a lot of people I work with, after a while, they get the sense of when it has. I'll be talking to them and I'm like, would you like that? Like, absolutely, I love that. Oh, crap. That didn't come out true. Right?
Oh, that's great. I love that idea. So I've always wondered this, and I'm going to ask you this question, and then we'll switch to talking about your event coming up. But, I worked in corporate America for many years, and there's a lot of really successful people in corporate, make a lot of money, or they love what they're doing, and they never do any kind of personal development, personal growth work. It's just, are they just lucky that they happen to align with the right stuff? Or like, now that I do so much work, the more I do, the more I have to. And I'm kind of like, how did I get by before? So I kind of would love to have your thoughts on that.
So we call it unconscious competence. Right? It's because the stories they were raised in had them becoming more and more successful, taught them rules on what it takes to be successful. They just live in those stories, and the success comes naturally to them. Now, even for those people, some of them have upper limits. So they're great success, and then they just hit this, and they hit this plateau that they get by it. A few people don't. I mean, especially if you're raised in a really, really successful and wealthy household, those limits are like way up. So you don't usually hit them.
Okay, so we all reach the limits we learned, and then we get stuck. And for some people, those limits are 50,000, and for some people, those limits are 200, and some people they're 10 million.
Yes.
That makes sense. So very interesting. So you have an event coming up, and you've been doing this for how many years?
This will be the 12th year.
The 12th year. Wow. So, and tell us a little bit about this event. I know this year you did it twice, but or a very similar event twice a year, but you do it every New Year's Eve because during the day.
So it's called Release, Reset, and Reignite Your Magic for the new year. We do it at noon Eastern. And the whole point when we started out, it was local, just do it in town. And we'd get together in the afternoon on New Year's Eve, because you're not doing much during the afternoon, everything's happening in the evening, and clear out all the limiting beliefs, the negative thoughts, find out what the limiting patterns are that you keep going through, and we pull them out in real time during the event. And as a result, you step into 2026, in this case, as a different person than you were in 2025. And the thing a lot of people don't realize is you can't get different results when you're the same person, right? What you do has very little to do with how much success you have. Who you are has the most to do with how much success you have. So when you change who you are, you attract different things. So people that have come to this event have had fewer ups and downs, made more money, had better relationships, improved their health. We even had one attendee started a new business because of that event, because the buck got cleared during that event and made an extra $3.8 million the next year.
Wow.
Yep.
So I'm guessing you have a lot of people. It's a couple hours. It's like a 3-hour event. Is that worth 4 hours?
It's a 4-hour event. We're looking at 500 to 1,000 people in the room this year.
So you work with people at the event.
Yes.
But 500 people. So tell us a little bit about how, and I know this, but I'm sharing this for my audience. You work with me and I have an issue. How does that help the 500 people in the audience?
Well, if you have that issue, chances are between 400 and 500 of them have that same issue. Okay. And so the technique I use, I don't do anything to you. I teach you what needs to be changed in you, and you change it. And I show you how to change it. So when I'm working with you and I'm like, okay, this is what needs to change, then every person has now learned how to change it. They all change it in themselves at the same time. And the very cool thing is there's an energy to it. So when there's more people in the room, you feel safer to change because everyone else is changing with you. So the changes are bigger, changes last longer, sometimes become permanent because you're in this room with all these people.
Okay, so having more people, the energy of the whole room's going up, so it's easier to change.
Yes.
And that's, having been to a number of your sessions and a number of your events, I know sometimes I feel like I'm working on something and the change comes very easy. And other times I keep going back to the same spot. What is it? My resistance? Is it, numerous issues that we have to address all of them? Why does it take 5 minutes sometimes and 5 months other times?
It's reality addiction. So you're going into withdrawal. Right. And so while changes can occur and while changes can stick in this one event, and like I said, for that one person, one change, 5 minutes, $3.8 million is completely possible. For most people, you want to hit it a few times. And you don't have to actually even be with me to do it. Once you realize what changes and you've made it, you start to feel the withdrawal pulling you back. You're like, no, I'm going to go back. You just make that decision. But a lot of people, they get caught up and they're like, oh, well, it didn't quite work, or this is just life, or I got too busy. And so they ignore the fact that what they're actually experiencing is withdrawal and not life. And so they don't change back.
Okay, so it truly is a lot like other addictions too, where someone could, not drink for 4 years and suddenly they drink and they can end up right back there. So that you have to constantly be on the lookout. And do you teach the tools to help us be on that lookout too?
I do. Yeah, because I don't want to just have this event, you feel great for a little while and you go back to who you were. We want this to stick. So I teach you those things during the event.
Very cool. So if someone is, you said it's a 4-hour event, it starts at noon?
Starts at noon Eastern.
Okay, so I'm going to share the link so you can sign up for this on the Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, everywhere this is streaming. I'll share the link to sign up for this event. I'm going to be there. Shiraz, I know, you have something coming up, so we're going to be here for a super long time, but I definitely want to ask you a few more questions about this whole process. So you talk a lot about stories, I guess.
Yes.
And what people create these stories that become addiction to. Do most of these stories come from our childhood, our parents, or what we're learned? Is that we're learning these stories? Is that where that comes?
Yeah. About 90% of them come from childhood. And you don't even realize that you're running most of them. Some of them come from emotionally significant parts of your life. Right. So, for instance, if you gave a speech and your pants fell down, right, and then you feel all this embarrassment that's emotionally significant, and that could just have you create a fear of getting up on stage. All right, and you may think, I got over that one time. It's still in there in your subconscious. Is still got to make sure it never happens. So it sabotages your attempts to get onto stages.
Okay, so it can even be the reverse. I would imagine, where like that one time, if something good happened from something you did that doesn't serve you, you're like, what happened and it was good. So even though it's
that happens a lot with relationships. Is you have an amazing relationship for a little while, and you're trying to recapture that over and over with different partners, different situations, saying that was the perfect thing, that was the epitome, that is what it's supposed to look like. There's all these other ways it can look even better, but you're trying to capture that one thing, and you're stuck in it.
So it's really a way to get out of what you're stuck in, even if you don't know if you're stuck in. And I can say, the aha moments when someone else, you think, oh, I'm not sure what I'm going to ask, or I don't have a question, and you listen and someone says something and you're like, that's it. I know. So learning to recognize those ahas seems really important.
Yes. And sometimes it's just someone says something and you're like, I never thought of it that way. Oh my God, that's totally me. Right. So
that's great. So Shiraz's event, if you have I will put the links to sign up. It is New Year's Eve day. So nobody does anything New Year's Eve day. We'll be done long before you're going out and you're going wherever. And hopefully you'll learn something and you can take that with you so that by midnight you're ready to start. Maybe even at 5 o'clock. Why wait till midnight? And you have a regular and a VIP admission, I believe, right?
Yeah. So the regular admission is for the session from 12 till 4. And if you go VIP, we break from 4 to 4:30, and then the VIPs come for a more intimate session where we go deeper and pull out some deeper beliefs. And I also do a thing called infusions where I put energy into you instead of pulling beliefs out. And so energy of wealth, energy of success. So the VIPs get that. The VIPs also get another session a few days later called Aligning to the Energies of 2026. So New Year's Eve is about pulling out all the crap, the old stuff from 2025 and before. Aligning to 2026 is setting those intentions to make this the best year ever and how it's going to show up. So that's for the VIPs.
That's very worth it. Those infusions of energy. I've experienced one of those in person where I swear I think I almost fell. I mean, you can feel the energy coming into you, and it definitely makes a huge difference. Getting the infusion of the good stuff coming into you as well as the bad stuff going out. And I know you call it energetic magic.
Mm-hmm.
And I've had someone recently who I was inviting to the event said, well, I'm a Christian. That's not really magic, is it? Because I'm not. I was like, so I think magic is more you're creating the magic. So can you just talk a little bit about the idea of magic? And
yeah. So when we talked about what to name it, I was very insistent it has to be around energy, because we're looking at people's energy, changing the energy of that person. Like all thoughts are energy, all beliefs are energy. So that's what I wanted. But my friends are like, the results are so quick, they feel like magic. So I'm like, but it's not magic. It's energy. It's controlled by quantum physics. It's energy. Like, but it feels like magic. So we said energetic magic.
So it is energy, and it feels like magic, and Disneyland sometimes feels like magic, and there's nothing paganist or odd about that. So for those of you who are worried that this is something magical or something, it is energy. And yeah, I'm a chemical engineer, and people say like, well, you work in this weird woo area, but it's like, no, it's energy. And Einstein talked about energy from years ago. It's all we were all energy. So just wanted to make that clear. Well, thank you, Shiraz. I do always ask my guests before I let them go if they have just one to share with the audience. What would it be?
Oh, you cut out there. One what?
Just one tip, one piece of advice or knowledge that you want to share with the audience.
Be the happiest person in the room. All right? The happiest person sets the level that everyone else can come up to. And so be so happy that everyone wants to come up and make everything better for themselves and for you.
Oh, I love that tip. Be the happiest person in the room, and don't do it being in a room with miserable people. So some places you can do that easy, but yeah, be the happiest person. Well, thank you, Shiraz. This has been great. And like I said, the event is noon East Coast time. So right, noon to 4 East Coast time on 12/31. I will put the links in the comments on all of these streaming things. Shiraz, if someone wanted to connect with you or reach out to you or find out more about you, how would they, other than attending this event, do you have a website or some way they can reach out to you?
Yep. You can go to energeticmagic.com.
Great. Well, thank you so much. I know you have somewhere to go. So thank you. And I will see you on the 31st. And I hope a lot of you will be there on the 31st. It's definitely worth it. It is. And the VIP is worth it. I've signed up for that as well. So it's, like I said, it's one of my favorite events of the year. I share it with everyone, and everyone that I've ever invited has always come back. So I think it's something, once you do it, you can look forward to doing it every year. So thank you, and enjoy the last couple days until the 31st, and I will see you then.
See you then.
And don't go away, because I do want to, once Shiraz leave, I am going to share a little bit about what's going on for the rest of the year. So.
All right. Bye.
Bye. Shiraz is great. He's so well known in this coaching industry that he only goes with one name. He's like Shiraz and Energetic Magic. But if you have never experienced one of his events, It is so worth it. And this New Year's Eve one is one of the best events of the year. So please check that link. I'm going to give you a code. It's $27 for regular. It's $97 for VIP, something like that. Very affordable and so worth it. You want to start 2026 by releasing everything that's holding you back and by being ready to have more joy, more happiness, more money, more fun, just more out of life. So definitely a great event. I'm glad Shiraz could stop in here for this last episode. So Monday Mindset Mastery is coming to an end. And it's not that I'm not going to be streaming anymore. I will be starting something new. So this is the last episode of that. But those of you who follow me know I have started doing retreats, more of my retreats and other people's retreats. So in doing these retreats, I end up traveling, not just all over the world, but even different places, different communities. Some of them are local, some of them are far flung. We've done everything from, downtown Houston to Fiji and everywhere in between. And as part of that, I wanted to share some of the experiences, some of the people, some of the communities and the culture and some of the benefits of retreat. So I am going to be doing a new streaming TV show. It will be on the Women Thrive Network, Women Thrive Media on YouTube, and it is called Journeys of Impact: Extraordinary People, Extraordinary Places, Extraordinary Change. It's going to be the first and third Thursday of every month at 11 a.m. Central Time. It'll be an hour-long show. It'll be live on YouTube, and then you can also watch the recordings. My first episode is called Utila, the Island That Calls You Back. And I am so excited about this one. This one was recorded at the retreat we just had in early December in Utila. And Utila is a place I love. I had been there back in 1997, 1998. And it took a long time to get back, but it's just as magical going back to it. It's a small island, which many people haven't heard of. So join that episode, learn a little bit about experiences, retreat, community, culture, magic, and how places and people and change really can change your life. And we'll be doing other episodes. Some of them will be live, filmed on location, and others will be recorded. But I'm really excited about that show. I think that will take my streaming up a level. And I think it's something that, will let you travel too. It'd be great if you can all come with me on these trips, and you're all invited. I mean, anyone can come. Most of them are open, and I do advertise them on my email list. I have a private Facebook group, which I will also share the link. I'd love to have you join. It's called the Extraordinary Retreat Circle, where I share all the retreats I'm doing, where if you're doing a retreat, you can post your retreat. And these are for people who want to go to them and people who want to host them and anywhere in between. But I'm really excited about the TV show because it's going to let you experience things where you maybe don't have to go to it. We're looking at, in Utila, we're going to have some footage underwater and above and everywhere in between. And we'll be talking to people who live there all their life, people who are, moved there and found it what they didn't want to leave, and really learning a little bit more about the community. So I'm excited about this. I hope you will pick in. That's it for now. We're going to end this one a little bit early because, it's the end of the year. A lot of people are on vacation. Maybe we've got to go sign up for Shiraz's event. So as soon as I get off here, I'm going to put that link in the chats on YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn, wherever this is being live streamed. So look for that link, come to that event, start your New Year's Eve on the right foot, release all those things that are holding you back, and get yourself in a place where 2026 is going to be amazing. I'm looking forward to the new year. There's going to be a lot of change. There's going to be a lot of growth. There's going to be a lot of surprises. So I hope you're looking forward to it too. And I love Shiraz's tip, be the happiest person in the room. I'm going to try that one. And if you're in a room with me, you're going to have to be challenged because I'm going to be happy. So I love you all. I hope you have a fantastic new year. I hope to see you on the 31st. And if not, the first episode will be January 8th. Find me at on Facebook at Your Extraordinary Retreat Circle. If you're watching this on YouTube, do me a favor and subscribe. I'm trying to grow my YouTube subscribers. I've got shorts from all the episodes, and all the past episodes on Monday Mindset Mastery are there as well. So have a happy new year. Hopefully I'll see you on the 31st. Much love and happy 2026. Bye-bye.